I might deviate from the chart occasionally. Now Queen 9, after a few limpers, this isn't a bad spot to limp in late position. However, I'm going to fold here just to stick a little bit closer to the chart. The other thing is in the IRakeChips method, I'm going to be using some variations. Usually when my chips get to certain points, I'm gonna adjust my game, whether or not I'm raising and re-raising or what I'm focused on. And the reason is, if say you have maybe 40 big blinds. Now, if you're gonna be the one re-raising someone and they're making it a standard 3 times the big blind raise, you're gonna re-raise them to 9 times the big blind. The problem is, if you have 40 big blinds, someone can just move all in on you, and you're in a tough spot, especially if they have only 30 big blinds or something that you have to call, or even if they have more like 50. If you have like 50, that's still not that big of a push. On the other hand, if you're on the raise side of things, now if someone makes that re-raise, now you can push on them, or you can sit around and wait for a hand that you want to get called. Then you can just make a min raise, and they're kind of pot committed to call, and then you can just get their money in on the flop. So it's important to focus on whether or not you should be on the raise or the re-raise side of things, and basically go from there. So with 72 big blind, actually it's more like 60 big blinds, I'm going to be able to raise to 3. They're going to re-raise, then the re-raise side is to 9. Then it's to 27. Now, if someone's going to re-raise to 27, they're pretty much going to be committed if I put in my 60. So I'm not going to be one that's going to be wanting to raise the 27. I'd prefer to raise the 9. So that means I'm going to want to be either on, if I'm going to be on the raise strategy, raise side of things, I'm going to be wanting to raise more like 2.5 big blinds. Because if I take 2.5 big blinds and they times it by 3, then it's 7.5, 22 point, whatever. That'll be my re-raise. But that's still a little too big. So even a min raise, you can check out, and that'll go to 6 big blinds times 3 to 18. Okay, now it's okay to make. I can make the min raise, and they're still going to have to stretch to put me in 60. However, probably not something that I'm going to want to worry about. So I'm really not going to want to be raising. I'm going to want to call, or limp in actually. Rather than raise, I'm going to limp in. So that's something that I like to do, is make sure I'm on the right side of things. I want people, if they're going to push on me, to have to push well over 5 times the big blind, or 5 times my bet. In other words, if I bet 9, I'm going to want them, if they should move him, to have to be in for at least 45 big blinds or more. And that would be the case here if I were to make it 9 times the big blind to re-raise someone. So that means I'm focusing on the re-raises. And I might want to make it a little bit, I might be a little bit more willing to re-raise if I can notice the right opponents. Simply because the times when I do have a big hand, I'm going to get paid off a lot more. I'm going to be able to move in on them and get paid off for a big overbet. And my opponents are going to be in a situation where they're not going to want to commit all their chips, so they're probably going to give up more than their fair share of pots. But pretty soon the blinds will go up, and then I'm going to have to adjust again. Or maybe I'll get a big hand and win a pot.